Muramutse, Moses.
Mwaramutse neza amakuru.
Thank you so much to welcome me in your studio, in this fitting room. Can you tell me where we are and who you are?
Most welcome. We are in the life section at Moshions, and this life section, this is the cleansing room. We call it the cleansing room.
Okay.
So it's a room where you come and feel the creativity and connect to the roots.
All right. And what is Moshions?
Moshions is my emotions. It's Moses' fashions. So it's Moses' creativity. It's Moses' mind and soul manifested into clothing.
Okay. And your emotions go through the fashion media, or do you have also the media you use to express your emotions?
Yeah, I use my media, use my art to express the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So this means I use mostly the clothing, the creativity, the rooting of my clothing, shapes and silhouette, design aspect. And I use digital content to express my emotions in a creative way, artistic directions and all, to have images out there.
Who do you design for? For yourself, for your clients, for hypothetic male or female?
I think I design for everybody. Now it is really hard to say, like, if I design for men or if I don't design for any category. I don't design for any boxes. I design gender fluid, and this is the spirit that is also what manifested in the clothing. But previously I was designing for men and women, like, designing kind of gendered clothing. But now, since last year, I've decided to design just the silhouettes that I established in my research, the silhouette that doesn't speak any kind of box or gender or any kind of stereotypes.
Even plus-size people can actually
absolutely
have motions.
Yes, everyone.
Clothes, fantastic.
Yeah, because we have also the what I call bespoke or made to measure. Is when you see the ateliers in the house, so we don't go far to outsource. When you come, it's it's most likely maybe you find your size or you don't, but we also give you a few days to customize something for you. You choose, you be part of the designing process, and you bring in your emotions and your touch into it, and we are quick to implement that.
Can you talk to me about your artistic cooperation? Because I think you're not doing shoes yourself, you're cooperating with another brand.
So we have now, as we say in the Kwanda season, it is also one way of expanding, but expanding with more collaborations. So I would say some of the pieces where we do mostly is the clothing, but the rest of clothing, accessory, homeware, furniture, interiors are collaborated. Like the shoes you see, collaborated with a young brand who handcrafted the shoes in Senegal near Familcos, and the bag I collaborated with a Florentine artisan who handcrafted the bags. It's a Ingabo shield bag in leather, and the knitwear I collaborated with a woman and her daughter, also that I met in Florence. So it has more collaborations with independent artists as well, independent artists, independent artisans.
I think you're not only an interesting fashion designer, you're also a mentor. Can you tell us about your mentorship program?
Yeah, so my mentorship program is basically an initiative that I started also after my experience of starting my brand, my line, out of curiosity, out of passion, out of love. That grew into something sophisticated that I got to mix or fuse with professional skills as well. So I recently got my master's in collection design, and I was more exposed to different arts and creativity between my motherland, Rwanda, and Europe, Italy, France, and following the trends. So that whole experience brought me a bigger package, I would say, that I definitely want to share with my community. My community, I mean the young generation, the next generation. So that's how I came up with the mentorship program that have also different aspects, with organizing some events like the vintage markets with the youth, having a tool to discuss around the mentorship in terms of different other creativity. I've established what I call 12 creative steps, which are like 12 ways on how you can have an idea, merge it to life, and live your life that is fused of an idea and the actual life. And I think this is the only way an artist can live, by expressing themselves and also finding out the way of living, considering or giving a priority to the ideas that you can develop into more other opportunities.
And how many people will attend the program?
So now, so far, I've put the application out. We have already 6 in the mentorship program, and I have 4 in the internship program that run at Moshions. So it's a great number, and I think also because it's limitless, and so with the digital we can do on Zoom and remote. So it is a great initiative, and it is also in the right time with the numbers, so everyone can be equipped to be able to develop what I call a portfolio, a creative portfolio, from an idea using the 12 steps to until the next life of your idea.
Where do the people attending the program come from?
So they come from all over. So far, the applications I have some that are mainly from Rwanda. I have someone from Nigeria and from Nairobi. I have also 2 from Italy. So that would be because I'm working also with the studio in Italy, in Florence. That's where I did my master's. So it is going global, but it's a small scale of numbers, so I can be able to have a one-on-one kind of conversation, going through their ideas and developing different steps towards the next life of their idea. So, but it is limitless.
So that's a very good step, a new step for Moshions to do this mentoring program. What will be the step after? Is there any other project that you want to develop?
Yeah, the project is that, the mentorship program, I want to establish a hub that can be of exchange of an artist, which we started or we launched even already in last December. So the Kwanda hub is the Kwanda season hub. It's like a time where artists start to own their independent thinking and develop more of their ideas using the tools that are just in their environment, not always waiting for big structures to have something going on for the artist, but artists taking the first step to implement and establish their own thinking through what we call maybe sometimes like the taboos or the non-understanding kind of culture, or going beyond just considering your thinking and being more independent on the thinking. So this will definitely result into a hub of artists in different disciplinarily. There will be an exchange between Rwanda and Italy at the beginning, but it will be also between Rwanda and the other countries, because we will have it as a tour and going preaching, bringing that good news to different countries. The taboos, what are in the culture in Rwanda? They are mostly in Kinyarwanda, so I don't know how they explain that, but there are also some acts that are considered like taboos, or some behaviors that are considered unwelcome sometimes by the society. When you look at the comments or how people react to certain things, you feel like there is that kind of oppress to certain self-expression that most of people are not probably relating to at that moment, and they choose to have it call it like a taboo.
You also deal with sustainable development, and you are really conscientious about ecology, and I think you are calling back some pieces from your clients to redo them or to do more pieces, new pieces. Can you explain that to me?
Yes, this is one way that we're using also in our chain of sustainability and conscious production, but also taking really responsibilities of what we have already made. So one way of achieving fully sustainable brand or fashion is that we wanted to recycle. So one way is recycling, and to recycle we're starting of the garments. My brand is 8 years, which is not really old, but also we start to practice these great practices that contribute to sustainability, like reusing, redesigning some pieces that are old, that we sold already, so we can collect them and redesign them. Another is a way of our clients to bring back their pieces so they can top up when they want to buy a new piece, but use the same money that we are collecting on to top up and buy a new piece. And another way is also to simply, probably someone doesn't want to wear the piece anymore, so instead of having it dumped or pollute the environment, it's better to have it back in our ecosystem so we can reuse it or sell it also to another person who probably is in need and that cannot afford or buy the new piece that is already there, but who would like to associate with what we have made previously.
On another matter, if you could give me 3 words to define Rwanda, to define your Rwanda, what would those 3 words be?
I define my Rwanda since last year as Kwanda. And if I say Kwanda, it is a Rwanda that is expanding, that is going beyond boundaries or beyond usual thinking. So I would define it as a love story, a love expression, and then self-awareness, and then a huge and indicative progress.
And 3 words to define Rwandan people.
3 words to define Rwandan people. In my experience, if I may say, to define Rwandan people, they want to do too much, wanting to do everything, and being not able to do everything.
If I should bring back only one thing from Rwanda in my heart, what would that be?
The nature and the love.
Yeah. That's 2 things.
You wanted one?
Yeah, but actually you can't separate them. Okay, I understand.
Yeah. If you love the nature, you love.
Okay. Fantastic.
So you can bring with you the nature of Rwanda. It gives a whole different feel. It is authentic. It is unmistakably. Yeah.
And love?
And love, it is what you get from the nature. It is unconditional. It is what you just see around without even people speaking. It is what you feel in your heart.
If you had the power to change one thing in Rwanda, what would that be?
Well, if I had the power to change, I would change the technology in Rwanda. The use of technology in Rwanda.
Why?
I think it's misused.
Oh, okay. That's
Yes.
interesting. Can you tell me something more about it?
Yeah, I think we one of the countries that are progressing a lot in technology, but you find sometimes that the technology, sometimes it's a proverb in Kinyarwanda, like you cannot give a chewing gum to a villager and accept the same chewing as you've been chewing it for like sometimes. And then so this is what I say, we get a lot of chance and the opportunity to be exposed to the technology, even up to the villages, but actually maybe sometimes not everyone needs that technology because it can mislead people, it can harm people when it is not well used on circulating unnecessary information and thinking that it is based on a human being or a human expressions, or you can judge according to what the media is feeding you when you're not even like working with it.
This is an intimate interview. So do you have an intimate secret that you never tell to anybody and that you are willing to share now?
Yeah, in this intimate interview, I feel like I have many secrets. I think I'm a man of many secrets, but I have a secret that I hidden in a gorilla.
Okay.
Yes, I have a secret that is hidden in a gorilla that I named the same name, Kwanda, and it is a secret that I hidden in a gorilla that I'll be able to disclose what this secret is maybe this year, definitely this year, like around May.
So Morakoze Tiane for this unusual interview, naked in your fitting room here at Moshions.
Exactly.
And it was a great pleasure to meet you, and thank you very much for taking part in this interview.
It is a pleasure for me too. Thank you so much.